Today we are going to talk about ratios, rates, and unit rates. So if I want to talk about ratios, ratios are just a comparison of two numbers. So if I want to compare 3 and 4, I can just say 3 to 4. Another way of writing that would be 3 over 4, but it's still pronounced 3 to 4 if it's a ratio. And the third way to write that would be 3 to 4. And that's how you write a ratio. That's comparing numbers. Now, one of the things we always do, just like with fractions, is we simplify our ratios. So if I have 10 to 12, I would simplify that into 5 to 6. And that's whether I'm written it with a TO or written it so it looks like a fraction, or written it with a colon. That's the two dots. So 10 to 12 is 5 to 6. And they're all pronounced the same way. They're all pronounced as 5 to 6, whether it is written like that, or 5 to 6 like that, or 5 to 6 like that. And that's what a ratio is. A rate is a ratio that has units. So, for example, if I have 3 bears to 5 monkeys, that is a rate. 3 bears to 5 monkeys. So I could write that as 3 bears to 5 monkeys. Or I could write that as 3 bears to, oops, I'm so used to writing it the other way, I made a little mistake there. 5 monkeys. No matter which way we write it, it's all pronounced the same way. 3 bears to 5 monkeys, 3 bears to 5 monkeys, 3 bears to 5 monkeys. So a rate is like a ratio, except there are units. And we always write that in the simplest form as well. And the last one that I want to talk about is called a unit rate. A unit rate. And that is a special version of the rate. So it is very specifically a type of rate, except it is the rate per one. So if I have 6 apples per barrel, that means 6 apples per 1 barrel, but we don't say 1 barrel when we speak in English. We don't say, I've got 6 apples per 1 barrel. I say, I've got 6 apples per barrel. So that 1 is hidden. It's just in there, but we don't say it. So we say 6 apples per barrel. That is a unit rate that is per 1. So it's a unit rate. So rates that are per 1 of something, where the second number is a 1, is called a unit rate. Now, unit rates have some extra things that kind of help us decide which one is going to go first. So, in general, and this is very much in general, money comes first. So, if I was going to say it's 79 cents for a bagel, then I would say 79 cents per bagel. I wouldn't say how many bagels I can get per dollar, because you're not going to go into the store and say, I'd like 1.2 bagels, please. That just wouldn't really make sense. It's the money per dollar, per one item. That's what I mean by money comes first. So dollars per one, or euros per one, or pesos per one. So money generally comes first. If time is involved, that usually comes second. So it doesn't always. Like, I could say something like 3 hours per lawn to mow it. That'd be a really big lawn, but 3 hours per lawn would make sense. But in general, time comes second. So if I'm driving down the freeway and I'm going 65 miles per hour, notice the time comes second. If I say I can peel 3 potatoes per minute, then that is the time coming second. And these are just in general. And otherwise, first is usually the first. That sounds silly, but what I mean by that, if I said I've got 3 monkeys and 7 bananas, then I would say it's 3 monkeys per 7 bananas, and I would reduce that to be a unit rate. But the first one was monkeys, second one was bananas, so I would say monkeys first, bananas second. So in summary, money is first, then time, and then first is first. So if there's any money involved, put it first. If there's any time involved, put it second. And then if there's neither money nor time, then put the first one first and the second one second. But also use your brain, because like in the lawnmower example, I wouldn't say it's 1.7 lawns per hour. I would say it's how many hours per lawn, unless I'm mowing a whole bunch of lawns. But if I'm only going to ever mow one lawn, I would want to know how much time it's ever going to take for one lawn. So do use your brain, but in general, follow the money first, time second, otherwise first and first. And so a ratio is comparing two numbers. A rate is comparing two numbers with units, and a unit rate is comparing two numbers with units where the second number is a 1. And that's it for section 5.1.